You know what? It's interesting. We give patience to other people, we give understanding to other people. But when it comes to ourselves, we suddenly become our biggest critic. Today, we're going to talk about the G spot. Now, before your mind go there, let me say something. Let me clear this up real quick. This G spot, it stands for something a little bit different. But it's something you just might need this week. It stands for grace spot. And honestly, it's something a lot of us need right now. If your week has been anything like mine, and let me tell you, it's been a lot. And guess what? It's only Wednesday. You know how it is when everything seems to hit at the same time? Testing's coming up. Tutoring is happening right now. Deadlines are everywhere. Emails, they piling up too. Teachers, we're trying to support students who are stressed, while we are quietly managing our own stress. And even if you're not in education, wait a minute, life has a way of stacking things up, and this includes you too. You know, we all got work responsibilities, we got family responsibilities, we got bills to pay, unexpected situations. Sometimes it feels like everyone needs something from us, and you're just trying to keep it all together. Somewhere in the middle of all that, we forget something very important. We forget to give ourselves some grace. A lot of us walk around carrying this invisible pressure. We tell ourselves things like, you know what? I should be doing more. I should have handled that better. I really should have handled that better. I should have maybe finished that already. Why am I tired? Why am I tired? I shouldn't be tired. And if you're a teacher, man, you know what? You already know it's so heavy. The feeling is so heavy. Because teachers, we don't just teach content. We know that. We encourage, we motivate, we problem solve, we support, we listen. We do. It may not seem like we do, but we do. And sometimes we're a safe place for students who are dealing with things far bigger than a math problem or a reading assignment. And that matters. But here's the thing. The same grace that we extend to students, to our coworkers, to our family members, we rarely give to ourselves. So today, I want to talk to you about something very simple. Finding your grace spot. Your G spot. Not a place on a map, but a moment where you pause long enough to remind yourself, you know what? I'm doing the best I can. That's it. Nothing else. I am doing the best I can. You know what? These glasses right here slipping off my face. You can tell. It's been a day. It's been a week. But you know what? Your grace spot is where you give yourself permission to be human. And that's what I'm doing right now. I am being human. Yes, my glasses are sliding off my face. I need to get another pair, but it's okay. Because guess what? It is what it is. Sometimes you just need to breathe and not be perfect all the time. Now, grace doesn't mean, let's be truthful now. Grace doesn't mean giving up. Grace doesn't mean lowering your standards. Grace doesn't mean you stop caring. Grace simply means that you stop beating yourself up. Grace can look like simple, small things also. It can just look like taking a deep breath. That's part of what I tell you all the time. Take a deep breath at times. But make sure you take that deep breath before responding to something that's very frustrating. Because, sometimes what we do, something happened to us, an event, and we want to just vomit out the answer. a response. We want to just blah, 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 back out, right? But sometimes we need to just take a breather. Just take a breath. Take a breath. I'm telling you. It can also look like saying, you know what? I'm going to finish that tomorrow. It can look like letting something be good enough instead of perfect, because it doesn't always have to be perfect. It can look like going home and resting without feeling guilty about it. Because I know sometimes, you work all day, and especially if you're an educator, you work all day, and regardless of what type of educator you are, support staff, it doesn't matter. If you're in education, you could be admin, it doesn't matter. You're there all day long. Then you come home and you bring it with you. But sometimes we got to set a time limit and say, okay, this is whatever o'clock. I'm done. I'm not answering no emails. I'm not, nope. Because you got to have you time. And you can't feel guilty about self-care. Sometimes grace simply means acknowledging that today, you know what? It was a tough day. It was rough. Yes, it was. And tomorrow is going to be another day to start all over again. And guess what? That's okay. I'm going to be honest with you. This week reminded me how easy it is to just get caught up in the pressure of doing everything well for everyone. But somewhere in the middle of it all, that responsibility, I had to pause and I had to remind myself, you don't have to be perfect to make a difference. You don't have to have all the answers. We don't. It's okay. It's okay not to have the answers. And you definitely don't have to run yourself into the ground trying to prove that you are. You don't have to run yourself in the ground trying to prove that you care. Because caring already shows up in the work that we do every day. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is give yourself a moment of grace. Now, for my fellow educators listening right now, I know testing season can feel intense because it is. The expectations, we already know, they are high. They high. Everyone wants students to succeed. They do. And we want them to succeed as well. I mean, they're our students. But I want to remind you of something very important. Your impact is bigger than a test score. And believe me, I know, don't even don't even put it down there in the comment. I already know. You're going to be like, you don't realize. No, I do know. I know the expectations. I do. But you know what's in your classroom. You know that. Your patience matter. Your encouragement, that matters. The way you show up for students every day, guess what? That matters. So if today felt overwhelming, take a breath. Find your grace. Find that grace spot. Now, if you're listening and you're not a teacher, this still applies to you. So don't be like, oh, well, I'm not an educator, so no. Mm-mm. Because life doesn't come with a pause button for anybody. Some days you're balancing work, family, relationships, responsibilities, and trying to hold it all together. So wherever you are right now, maybe you're driving and you're listening to me. Maybe you're sitting at home. Maybe you're finishing a long day. I want you to hear this clearly. You are doing more than you think you are. And you deserve grace as well. Grace isn't weakness. Grace is wisdom. It's the ability to recognize when you need to just slow down, breathe, reset. It's understanding that progress doesn't always look perfect. And it's remembering that being hard on yourself does not make things any better. It doesn't. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just simply acknowledge where you are and then just keep moving forward. You know what? I have to kind of, this right here reminds me of one of the stories that I read to my students today. We were discussing it. And it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was, it's like your happy day or happy place or something like that. And anyway, it was a thing where they were asking the questions of students. They were just like, hey, guess what? What do you want to be when you grow up? So of course there were people who were like, oh, I want to, be a doctor, lawyer, astronaut, this, that, baker, whatever, right? And there was a student that was in the class and this, character in the book. And that person was just like, I really don't know. And they were stressing about it. And, so they went to bed. I guess they got good sleep or whatever. They woke up the next day and they were like, you know what? I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. However, one thing I do know is that I want to be somebody that you can count on. I want to be kind. I want to be able to make somebody smile. So basically, instead of this particular student picking a career or whatever, what they did is it was about their character. And they just wanted to make sure that they were a good person. And being a good person means you have to give yourself grace. You do. Now, today, wherever life finds you, I want you to find your grace spot. That's right. Maybe it's just, a 5 quiet minutes someplace where you just sit and you just, I don't know, do nothing. Just breathe. Just put your earbuds in if you can. Listen to one song. Maybe you just... As you can tell, I'm all about breathing. I'm all about, hey, just calm it down, center yourself. I'm all about that. I really am. I think it really makes a difference. Maybe it's a deep breath between tasks. Maybe it's simply choosing not to criticize yourself for something small. Whatever it looks like for you, take it. Take it. Because the truth is, you are doing meaningful work. You really are. You are making a difference in ways that I get kind of flustered sometimes, because I really want you to realize what you are doing and the difference that you are making in people's lives that you may not even understand that you're doing it, because you're doing it automatically, because that's just what you do. That's just who you are. You are making a difference in ways you may not even see yet. And you deserve the same grace that you give to everybody else. So, thanks for spending a few minutes with me today on Teacher Chronicles and Jeep Moments. And remember, find your G spot, your grace spot, because sometimes that's exactly what we all need right now. If this episode has encouraged you, consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Come on now. Do that so we can keep these conversations going. I want to keep building a space for reflection, encouragement, and real conversations. So, like I said before, it's time. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. So until next time, I'll see you later.